Hey, aloha offline sharks. How we doing, everybody? Woohoo! Welcome to our Friday morning live jam session.
Whoa.
How's that for some energy? How's that for some energy?
Your mic sounds good.
Yeah. Well, you sound loud now. Not too bad for a 47-year-old, right?
I know. Happy birthday, Tom. It was Tom's birthday, everybody. Yesterday, just yesterday. So give him a
Thanks for all the shark shout outs and the birthday wishes from everybody. I really appreciate it. I have my brand new Ember cup set to cold with my iced tea in it. Pretty awesome.
What's that?
So if you've not seen this is a smart cup. It's controlled by your phone. So any liquid you put in here, it keeps it at whatever temperature you set it at. So like you put coffee in here, and it's got a little special thing that you set it on, and that's pretty really awesome. Cool. Yeah, it's really, really nice. They make a little coffee cup, and they make this thing here. So I got that, and I got this shirt. You know, this is Zoras. This is the brand that makes the golf sandals.
Oh.
Yeah.
I've seen those.
So I got some golf sandals to go in. So, hey, listen, guys, we have a jam-packed show. I know we say that every week, but we do have a jam-packed show today. We've got some special guests on here. So I see everybody coming in. Aloha, Bobby, Willie, Pete, Scotty, everybody in there. We're just going to get started because we've got a lot of shout outs. And like I said, we have some special guests we want to bring on, some amazing things happening this week here at Shark headquarters. So why don't we just dive right in with the Shark shout outs? So Nick, I'm gonna share my screen.
Let's do it.
We want to make sure we have time for some Q&A here at the end. So here we go. So you guys should be looking at my screen here. So our first shout out goes to Mike Wilson. So Mike, Nick made a post in the Facebook group about this client. Mike said, look, I lost my biggest client 3 months ago due to coronavirus. However, I just had a face-to-face meeting with him this morning, and he eagerly hired me back, and he wants even more digital marketing service than we were previously doing. Your point is spot on, Nick. So thanks. And, we were talking, I think, Nick, you were talking in that post about things reopening and how, businesses are, going to need our help, and they're coming back and all that kind of stuff. So, yeah, way to go, Mike.
Yeah, good job, Mike. We actually, so just yesterday, and I didn't post this in the group, but we also just got another client yesterday in our agency here, and we're seeing some good things. I mean, and we're going to talk about that on this training in a little bit here of some of our members that are getting clients that I think you guys are going to be pretty excited about. So you're going to want to stick around for that.
Yeah, well, and I think the big thing to take away from this specific Shark shout out is I know there's still a lot of uncertainty and we don't really know what's going on out there, but there is also, a lot of opportunity for us as digital marketers with things opening back up and stuff. So keep your head down, keep moving forward, keep taking action. That's the key, right? Keep taking action. Our next Shark shout out, pardon me, goes to Scott Meisner or Misner. I don't know if I have to say his name wrong. You know me, the butcher of names. But Scott is a super awesome guy. We actually got to hang out with him here in Maui when he came with his wife, had lunch with him. Super great guy. And he's a school teacher, but he also does a lot of the 9x12 mailers. And so Scott made this post. He said, look, the first of 3 postcard mailings going out in the next couple of weeks, which again, I believe is a direct result of things opening back up, right? Like now's the businesses really need to get the word out about being open, what's going on. These postcards are a great way to do that. So he's got 3 going out in the next couple of weeks. So lots of opportunity out there if you just go get it. I like that. Tough times right now for many business owners, but they need your services, so go help them. Direct mail is not dead. In fact, it's a very open market. Tom and Nick has created all the trainings you need to do this. So Scott, man, awesome. Really great to see you taking some action and getting that stuff done. I mean, that's great. That card looks really good, by the way. I like that purple or that dark blue you have.
Man, it feels like Scott was just here like not that long ago, and I mean he's been doing so much. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. So Scott has like 10 kids. It's like crazy. I was like, no wonder you're in Maui vacationing. Like I can barely handle too.
He's got like 3 kids on Bob Ross, who previously had the record.
Yeah,
Or
yeah,
Jake Bob Ross, not the Bob Ross, but Jake Bob Ross.
Jake, yep, yeah, Jake. He's got a lot of kids too.
Yeah.
Awesome. So Scott, man, way to go. Big shout out to you. Our next shout out goes to Sir Jan. I know I said that one right. And Sir Jan says, hey, everyone, was a little busy with the money sites and aligning with my new partner lately, but still on track. Thanks, Sharks. Sir Jan just signed his 10th client. Look at that badge. That badge looks good on that screen.
Good job, Sir Jan. And
Yeah,
he's in Serbia. He's in Serbia.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, no matter where you're at, no matter your location, if you're taking some action and doing some things, I mean, it's there, right? So really, really awesome to see this.
Hey, real quick, Tom, I just saw this comment come in from John Rambo, who's on the live right now, and he's close to closing a deal for $997 setup and $497 recurring while doing model training. And so he's going through the course, and he's taking action on it. He's real close to getting that first client. So congratulations, John. Let us know in the group or in the chat, if you need any help. I mean, we're all here to jump in and help you, close that deal, make that sale, and navigate, anything that you need to make it happen.
That's awesome, John. I wish my name was Rambo.
That's a cool name. I was just thinking that. I mean, that's a pretty cool name.
Like, oh God.
That's a really cool name.
Now I've got like name envy. I'm like, oh God, I wish my name was Rambo.
Yeah.
Jeez, awesome work. Awesome work, John. Awesome work. And then our final shout out goes to our soon-to-be Megalodon, Dorn, in the house. He has to create his own badges now because he's just been like off and running, but he just signed his 80th client. 80th client. It just, I mean, I don't even know what to say to that. It's like unbelievably amazing. So Dorn, way to go, man. I love that badge. But
I was talking to Dorn just yesterday about some of the things he was doing, and I'm gonna jump to that in a little bit on this call. But I mean, talk about a guy that just sets a schedule and just gets methodical about prospecting. And like he and his wife, like they work together, like the prospecting, the appointment setting, the fulfillment, and the selling, just a finely tuned machine, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, it's been awesome to watch him grow and just like explode his agency and get all this traction. And he's such an open and sharing guy. Like no issue sharing what he's doing with the Sharks, like putting it out there, just trying to get people motivated and give them anything that they can use of his to help. It's like, it's really awesome to see that, right? Like that's what our community is all about, right? All helping each other push up. So, if you're on this live or you're out there in our Shark Nation and you're like, man, I just don't have any clients, like use these resources. These people are in the group posting what they're doing, talking about what they're doing, ask them questions, get some ideas. But more importantly, like you got to take action, right? You got to like start, like we always talk about it, revenue producing activity. For us as digital marketers, it's prospecting. And we're going to talk a little bit more about that here in a second. So way to go, Dorn, way to go. So I think that's all of our Shark shout outs. Let me stop sharing my screen here. I do want to do one quick thing, Nick, before we get into our guests, and that is
you got the book of the week.
Our book of the week, our reading of the week. So I see Shri just said she got 2 leads. Awesome, Shri. Awesome, Shri.
Man, it's crazy, right? Everybody is just like taking action and doing stuff, and I think we're gonna talk about it more, but like these business owners right now, the market, the business owners, our prospects, they're just so receptive to what's going on right now. And we're seeing that the same thing. I mean, so it's just the time, it's a great time right now to be, helping people, solving problems. The more problems there are, the more opportunity you have to solve those problems.
Yeah, well, and the reason one of the big reasons we do these Shark shout outs and stuff too is because like you guys need to see that it's not just Nick and myself. It's not just David, right? It's like it's other people are having this kind of success, so it's not just like something special we're doing. So.
I see our guest in the waiting room shadow boxing down there. He's getting ready.
He's getting fired up.
You didn't know we could see him, but we could see him. He's throwing combination punches in the background.
I know. He's like getting the energy
that's
going.
Great. That's great. Hey, yeah. Walt, I did find my razor.
Yep.
All right, Tom,
So
go
let's
ahead.
talk about the book of the week. So every week we recommend a book. You can find them all at offlinesharks.com/books. This week is a really quick read, and this is an old book. So whatever you find will be like a reprint of it. But it's by this guy, James Webb Young, and it's called A Technique for Producing Ideas. And you can see how thin this book is. Like, it is super thin, but it is packed with great information. And, I've used the stuff in this book to, come up with ideas for prospecting, for, obviously things we do in Offline Sharks, but also in the agency world as well. But what's really great about this book is this guy lays out a really practical system and techniques that you can use to generate new ideas for yourself, for your business, for whatever you're doing, right? So, he's got some stuff on training the mind, on, really kind of like talks about where ideas come from. And a lot of times people think like you just come up with this brand new thing, but most ideas are not that. They're like a combination of different things that you come across, and all of a sudden it clicks and you're like, oh, if I put these things together, I would have this awesome deal, right? So he talks about that. He talks about the mental digestive process. I love that name, the mental digestive process. And that really just how to develop ideas. And it's a super quick read. I think you guys will like it. It's really great if you're trying to figure out a way to, if you're looking for that hook or that angle to use in your prospecting, or, what can I do to really get people engaged? Look at that dog. David, our guest's cracking me up. So anyway, but this book, A Technique for Producing Ideas, James Webb Young, really, really good, super quick read. Like I said, it's an old book, but really worth checking out. So head over there, check that out, grab a copy. You guys will like it. All right, Nick, I'm going to turn it over to you. And okay. Why don't we get our guests and get cracking? We did pretty good getting all that stuff.
Yeah, we did. We ran through it. We actually have 2 guests, and so we didn't really say that at the beginning of the call, but we actually have 2 guests. So obviously, you guys are very familiar with what we're doing to get clients. We're helping these businesses with their reputation right now, because it is a wide open market and businesses are so well receptive. And we have the legend when it comes to local marketing and reputation, David Sprague, with us as well. So there's David.
Hey,
David. Welcome to the show.
Am I on live right now, just to make sure?
Yeah,
you're live.
Yeah, all right, good.
Yeah, I saw you in there, throwing the shadow boxing. You got some good combinations.
I had no idea you guys could see me. I'm so glad I didn't do anything embarrassing. So that's good.
Well, yeah, welcome back. I know, we had our impromptu live last week, and then we actually had our training just Wednesday, a couple days ago, which was a lot of fun. And I don't think I don't think they were ready for it. When they got to hear the information and strategy that you trained, I mean, we had some magic happen on that call. What are your thoughts on that training, how it went? I mean, it's just like,
yeah, it was phenomenal. We went from topic to topic, and it felt like there were these micro trainings in between where we just hit a lot of like, how did you, email, and then how do you, activity-based versus results-based, services, and how do they work together, and which one goes first, and then how do you get more success faster? And so there's just so many great things that we talked about, not to mention, it was just a fantastic training. But really, I agree with you. Reputation, I think the big aha moment for a lot of people was reputation is a really great foundation to lift from, because reputation leads to their website, because you want to market the reputation on their website. So when their website isn't converting well, that's a great conversation to have to upgrade their website. You put reputation through their social media. So when they're not posting a lot on social media, it's a great conversation to have. Reputation actually helps with PPC. So the moment you get 30 reviews, you can start showing your reviews on your ads. So that allows you to convert better. Matter of fact, we've seen between 18 and 26%, like immediately PPC conversions happen the moment you show those stars for doing nothing else. So literally you can imagine just dropping someone's cost by 30, 40% potentially just by showing their reviews. So that's a traffic strategy, allowing reviews to be able to show up in videos and take their reviews and put them in videos, and doing SEO. So that's an SEO strategy. So a lot of people don't realize that what we do is we try to build reputation is the first thing we talk about, because it supercharges everything else. So, I mean, you can have the best landing page in the world, the best story in the world, but if you don't have proof, or that social proof that people are looking for, it's not going to convert as well. And you guys know this because you do a lot of, sales based on landing pages and great funnels and launches that you do. Social proof is critical. So as opposed to PPC doesn't really lead to reputation, doesn't lead to social media very well. It doesn't, lead to a lot of things, or vice versa. Social media doesn't go, hey, we need a good website now, or we need to start doing PPC or paid ads. But reputation is a great foundation on what it is. And not to mention, I think the one big psychological trigger that most people don't understand is ego. And what I realize, it's like selling reputation services is like taking a mirror into a business and then just putting the mirror in front of that business owner and just say, look, what do you see? But instead of a mirror, we're going to show them their reviews or lack of reviews or bad reviews or their competitors' reviews and go, now, what do you see? So we're not really having to sell this, because at every level, a business owner has an ego, or they wouldn't have gone out on their own because they thought they could do it better, right? That's the one thing that separates is business owners have a little bit different ego where they feel like they can do it better, or they're super competitive and they want a bigger opportunity. So one of those two, or a combination of those two. So when you talk about reputation, the reputation is so personal. It's what people think about you. Like when somebody in your Facebook group says, hey, I didn't really understand this, it's a little confusing, I get like, what do you mean it's confusing? I didn't make it clear. Let me make it more clear for you. So I kind of lean in and go, someone said something bad about the way I train. I need to do a better job. And that's exactly what the business owners, the moment they hear something negative or halfway, if they're truly a business that's going to be successful, then they care enough to change and get that feedback. And that's a big aha moment for just not me when I first started, but I think a lot of marketers are like, wow, reputation could be that universal lead-in that allows me to either add to what I'm doing or to what I'm already doing. Either way, it's such a great service to have.
Yeah,
well,
absolutely.
Go ahead, Nick.
I was just going to say, does everybody's following how, right now, especially with everything going on in the world, that reputation is so massively powerful. People are getting, very meticulously looking at reviews much more frequently right now before they go to a place, because everything going on, right? They want to know if they're doing it right. They want to know if they're being, taking all the proper precautions, or if they're just doing it wrong. So it's so incredibly powerful right now. And I do see, you guys, a lot of the questions. We have another guest, so we're gonna get to the questions in a bit. And I know some of you are asking about, like, where can you watch the training from Wednesday? And we're gonna talk about that, because we have something special for you when it comes to even just watching the training. So stick with us. And yeah, Tom, you had something?
Yeah, I just wanted to make a comment about the ego thing, because I don't know if I ever told you this, David, but my first big client, a client that I signed for, I think it was like a $2,500 setup fee, and then it was $997 a month, actually came from one of your strategies. And you had this strategy where you had like this big postcard, and you would actually print out a bad review from the business and stick it on the front of the postcard. Wow. And it was like, it said, like, see what people are saying about you.
Yeah.
So I made that thing up, and I sent out like,
did you really?
Yeah, it was like, I mailed 18 postcards, or it was like 18 or 25, somewhere in there. But this business called me like right away, because they called me, and their exact words were like, ugh, we know this review's been there. It's been driving us crazy. Like, what can you do to help us? And so, like, I had a meeting with them the next day, and then that was my first, like, big client. But, imagine that impact on a business. Like, they get this postcard, right on the front is this bad review about their business.
That's the mirror, right? That's the mirror. You got to show them the mirror, right? And then it went to the mail, so everybody else got to see it too, right? Along the way. So super brilliant. That's awesome.
So,
that's so crazy that it just kind of came full circle, you guys. I mean, everybody on this call, do you see how, I mean, back in the day, Tom implemented one of David's strategies and got clients. Like that was one of the first ones. And now we have the opportunity to be sharing some of these exact strategies with all of you. So that's a pretty awesome thing for it to come full circle like that.
Somebody said black. Like,
hey, so here I like you. We have like 3 minutes. I can share a strategy that's brand new that I think is going to be super effective.
Can we get
a
thumbs up from our guest, our other guests in the waiting room? Are we okay?
We can bring them on, and then I can talk about it later. So it's completely up to you guys.
Let's do that. Let's just bring them on.
Okay, go.
Okay, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I do want to bring our special guest on because on this training that we had just Wednesday, he was able to get a client using some of the strategies that we revealed on the training before we even got to the end of the training. So I don't know about you guys, but how powerful is that, right? When you're on an actual training and you can take that to go land a client. So we wanted to bring him, Mr. James Healy, on the call with us right now.
Hey guys.
James
in the house. Good to see you, buddy.
Aloha, as Nick's shirt said.
Aloha.
I'm extremely jealous because your good microphone is working and my good microphone is not working.
Sorry.
So maybe you could just tell us a little bit about, what happened. I mean, I know you were on the call with us. I know David was dropping some value bombs and a lot of that information was just, probably resonating. You probably knew a few people right off the top of your head that could use the service.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I'll give you a quick backstory on how I got into even knowing and interested in reputation marketing, because years ago I had a small company. I sold crutch accessories online, and it was really easy to play the SEO game for crutch padding and crutch accessories, and I got pretty good at it. And I had someone who was in the financial services industry want help with SEO, but they didn't want SEO for their business. They wanted it for their name. So this is before reputation marketing and Google reviews and any of that was around. And so we figured out that we could do articles and magazine articles and that kind of thing, make him an author on Amazon. It was CreateSpace then. Amazon was just coming around, and make him an expert in his field. And all those links, like when someone would do a search for his name, he would show up everywhere as an expert. Like it was helping his reputation. Like, look, I'm an author, or I've been featured in this magazine. And so I went down that path, and for years I've been helping people publish books. And in the last few years, we produce podcasts, all these different ways to make people thought leaders and trusted experts. And of course, reviews have been really big in the local space. And recently I have been helping a local guy who's got a chiropractic business. And he also does stem cell therapy. And to get his stem cell clients, he's been doing seminars in, the back room of the Olive Garden. Well, you can't do those anymore. So he had to pivot, and I was helping him pivot by setting him up with webinars. And so the other night we did a webinar on Tuesday night, I think it was. And after the webinar, he's like, yeah, we just got to get more testimonials and we got to get more reviews on Google and all this stuff. And I said, oh yeah, I can help you with that, because they just gotten, your latest offer, which is like a easy way for him to do that. And then the very next day I'm on the training with David, and I just started texting him, and I'm like, oh, we got this in the bag. And I started explaining to him how we can repurpose all those reviews. Like David says, turn them into marketing pieces, different content pieces. We do this with podcasts all the time. We take little snippets. Tom, it's like if you can take a little quote, pull quote, and create an audiogram and put that on social media and all that kind of thing. Well, we're doing that with his testimonials or his Google reviews. You like create little videos and you put those on social media with the captions, and you put those on YouTube with links coming back to his site. So it helps his SEO, all these different things that add up to helping his business grow. But it's all based on getting those little testimonials from his happy customers.
I know Dave has some things that he wants to say about those videos and the reputation videos.
So you can build it out off of that one activity. Like David said, it's like an activity. Like we're just helping him, because his problem the other night when he was telling me, he said, I have like, he has like up to 500 clients come through his office when he's really busy. Right now, he hasn't been as busy, but he doesn't have the time to follow up and get them to leave those reviews. Even his staff can't keep up with it. So he just needed an easy system to generate and start that process of creating all of that content.
That's awesome.
So,
And
how much was this client? How much?
I gave him a pandemic pricing, $1,500 a month.
$1,500 a month?
Yeah.
Wow.
But it's all those pieces.
Geez, I hate to see post-pandemic pricing. Gee whiz.
Well, there's a couple things, James, you said there that I want to point out to people that are watching this. One is like all the things you're doing that we know as digital marketers that local business owners just have no clue on, right? I mean, we take for granted being in this space and seeing how things operate. Like those are services that you can help those local businesses with, right? And then the other thing is I used to work at the Olive Garden. So you brought back some memories bringing up the back room of the Olive Garden.
Yeah, you probably had those seminars. Well, we take those case studies. I told him we create case studies, not testimonials, because testimonials speak volumes of salesy, right? And so if we craft case studies around each of those testimonials or reviews, and then we can put those in the emails that he knows he should send out, but he isn't, and all these things. And not suddenly he has a reason to send out those emails.
Hey James, let me give you a strategy. You're going to absolutely love that. You're going to make a lot more money in doing that.
Awesome.
So here's what I want you to do. I call them rep ads, right? So what you want to do is like, we have a whole software that does this. So, but if you want to just do it really quick and dirty, go to Canva, right? Take because it's free, create a 300 by 250 ad, right? And don't put the whole review in. Take 7 to 10 words of the review. So if they say, love the webinar, it was amazing, or Dr. Smith is this best chiropractor, right? That's all you do. Just 7 to 10 words, enough where you can read it. The eyes can read it without reading lines, right? Like having to go through it. It's just boom. The subconscious picks up the entire message just by looking at it. Put big 5 stars, right? And then click here to learn or find out more. We call them rep ads. And it's a great strategy that they'll love, but they will absolutely love you, because what happens is you do retargeting, right? On Facebook, retargeting on Google and everything. So what happens is they end up seeing the page that they get retargeted from, right? Because it's on their website. So they go to their website. So the business owner, wherever he goes online, he sees his ads everywhere. He's like, amazing, incredible, 5 star, 5 star, 5 star. He's like, David, you're amazing. You're incredible, man. I am everywhere. I'm like, well, that's not really how it works. You're kind of in retargeting. You're actually paying to share, to see yourself, but it's pennies, so don't worry about it. But with that power, like he's on a golf course, but like tell us, like, it's amazing. My reviews are everywhere, man. This company is incredible. So if you take it one step further and just, create a small little ad, call them a rep ad, and then do a little retargeting on Facebook or Google, and just spend $50 a month out of that 1,500. That'll be enough, because he's not getting crushed with tens of thousands of impressions every single month. So just say up to 5,000 impressions, which should cost like $50 or whatever. Yeah. He will absolutely love you, and then you could literally charge, if you wanted, another $400 or $500 just for that one service. Saying, look, it's a next step in what we call reputation marketing, where we actually, everyone that comes to your site, there's a reason they didn't call you. And I have a whole script on this, but one of the reasons is they're looking for the most reputable company to do business with. And unfortunately, on your site, as I look, I don't see a lot of reviews.
Right.
And so what we can do is when they leave the site, we can follow them for the next 90 days until they're ready to buy. So all they do is see you for the next 90 days in your 5-star reviews. And that's how we're going to market your reputation. And business owners just say, yeah, I want that.
Yeah.
So it'll be powerful. It's a powerful strategy.
Years ago, I started calling it, and when I talk to business owners, I tell them it's choose you marketing, because you have to give people a reason to choose you, because anyone can search online, and when they find you, they're finding your competitors too.
Yeah,
and you have to give them a reason to choose you instead of choosing them. So
that's great.
Yeah.
Is that the technique that you mentioned earlier, David?
Oh no, that's
he's got a million of them.
This goes so deep. In fact, let me give you that technique right now, because I think it'd be super valuable for everybody, because it's very COVID specific. So, and it was a big aha moment for me. And this is why the community that you guys have built in Sharks is incredible, because we'll go so far by ourselves, but when you're able to put everybody together like this every single week, we can go so much farther together. So I was on with one of our members, and he's like, I was working with a veterinarian, and they were really struggling because no one wants to come in to the office, because, pets can actually get COVID and actually translate the COVID. At least that's, the thinking at that time. So I said, so what were you doing? He's like, well, they were struggling because they were doing curbside service. They only got one phone number, and people are calling in, but they're on the phone. So they're out there for 20 minutes. So you get off the phone, because, you got to be polite and ask questions. So they know what to do. And I'm thinking to myself, how did you solve that? Like I'm thinking through our software, thinking, I don't know if we can solve an appointment setting system. How do you? He goes, oh, dude, we use Rep Kahuna. I'm like, you use Rep Kahuna? He's like, yeah. He's like, here's what we did. So in the sign-in form, right? Typically, people put that in their office, and when they come in, on an iPad or tablet, they sign in with their phone number, and then that signing goes into a virtual clipboard, and then when they're ready, they hit a little button in the clipboard that notifies them and sends a text message, say, hey, the doctor's ready for you, or your table's ready. And then it shows how many minutes that you've been waiting in the waiting room. So that's typically my mindset of how we've been using it for years. We said, what I did? I took a link on their website and I put it to the sign-in form. And their instructions were, come to our office, go to our website, and do a virtual curbside sign-in. So they've got this tablet on a monitor, right? I'm not tablet on a monitor. They've got the virtual clipboard on a monitor they can see, and they're signing in virtually from their car outside. It shows up, Gene Smith is here with, Joey the dog, she hits a button. Hey, we'll be out in 2 minutes to get it, because we're ready to get you. Please be patient. And then, boom, now they're signed in. The dog comes in. They do whatever. And then the next day, they get an email saying, hey, we just want to know what your experience was. Thank you so much. And they got reviews on autopilot, and the customers loved it. Wow. So think of all this curbside service that's happening right now, and no one has, number one, any ability to build a list. This is a list building crush it system, because think of all those people that are doing drive pickup in restaurants. They're not building a list. There's a call, they write the order, they here's your food, and that's it. But if you had everyone that picks up their food say, look, we'll bring it out to you, just sign in, and you had signs that said sign in, go to our website, and then do a virtual sign in, it would blow their mind. You're list building, you're automatically getting reviews, and everything's organized. So inside there's not chaos, right? You can keep everyone in their cars, and you can tell them when your food is ready, all on autopilot. And the business owner can see, oh, they signed in when they got here at 12:22, and we didn't notify them until 12:46. That's a 20-minute wait, guys. We got to do better than this. There is nothing that they have that tells them how long people have been waiting to get their service. So for a business owner, this is insane opportunity right now. And for us as marketers, nobody has this technology. Just for this one tech, I did see a company that does this, and they charge $500 a month just for a little sign-in form. There's no reviews, there's no tracking, there's nothing like that whatsoever. Plus all the reputation marketing, plus all the management. I mean, it's not even a reputation product. It's just more of a wait, a table waiting, get your table when it's done. So guys, I'm telling you that the opportunity right now for some of the strategies we have are off the charts. So think of just everybody that's got to stay out of the office, right? They need to drop off their car. They need to drop off their pet. They need to, take out food. All these things are happening, and we could be that solution. And there's just not enough to go around. So everybody on the call right now, you're in the perfect opportunity to actually figure this out and help these businesses with this type of opportunity. So
David, that is huge what you just said there. Like that strategy, like that is huge. So let me make sure I can wrap my head around this, because that's not. So what you're saying is, so you have, as the marketer, you have Rep Kahuna, right?
Yeah.
And so you're generating a link inside Rep Kahuna that the business owner can then give to their customers when they pull in the parking lot. So
correct.
The customer pulls in the parking lot and it says, go to this link to sign in. And that
they put a button on their page and they click the button, like it's called virtual or curbside sign in. They click it, it goes to the sign in page, and they sign up on their phone, on their mobile phone.
What's really happening is the background is they're signing up inside Rep Kahuna. So now you're building a list that you can now remarket to, and you can send them the things. Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's like, Nick, I hope you took notes on that.
Yes, put a one.
That's awesome.
I think that strategy is the bomb.
That's incredible. Yeah, and like with this chiropractor, part of the package I put together was then writing his weekly emails, right? Because he doesn't have time to do it. He doesn't know what to say in them. So once you help them create the list, they got to do something with it. So write some emails.
Yep, and that's what you're there for.
Yeah. I mean,
let me tell you, I can do is just give everybody a little view real quick. Can I share my screen? Is that okay?
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. Tell me when you see my screen.
Here, I'll add.
There we go. Oh, we got a matrix thing going on, or
the
vortex. There we go. So, okay, so this is the virtual clipboard, just to kind of give you a view of what our technology does. So Dwayne Russell just signed in, right? You can see here at this time, and he's been waiting a minute, right? So we can click notify, and it will immediately send them our built-in notification that is a custom notification. It's a kind of a templated. But if I say, oh, they didn't come back in, I can click resend, and I can actually type in what I want them to do. Like, hey, we're waiting for you, and then click resend again. And then the moment we hit resend, you can see here all the times, right, that they're, how long it took them to wait. So for a dentist, doctor, attorney, for anyone that's got a waiting room, pre-COVID or after COVID, this is insanely useful. But it gets rid of all the clipboard. So, okay, well, Marina just came in, so we're going to mark her off the list, and you can highlight it, and then you can gray out so it's almost like a checkoff list as well. But I mean, even more than that, if you want to go to the page URL, let me show you what it looks like here. So this is what comes on their phone, right? So if I was to make it a little smaller, you'd see, right? So this is on their phone. They just put their phone number in and click submit, and that's what they ends up signing in. It's on a mobile device when it knows it's mobile, so it flips this to the top and the picture to the bottom. But you can see, and then the next step in here is if they put their phone number in and they're not in our database, then we ask them to register for the first time. So we get their name, we get their email, you can get the color of their eyes, you can get their birthday in order to register. And the next time they put their phone number in, then it just bypasses that. Then it goes to a next step where you can add any questions you want, like what doctor you're seeing, what's your ailment, what's your dog's name. So there's really a 3-step process. 1 is to sign in, but 2 is to register. So you're building your list. And then 3 is if you want a really more advanced clipboard, because when you sign in, sometimes the doctor, they're like, hey, what doctor are you seeing, or what attorney are you seeing, and what's your issue? You can capture all that digitally and never have to worry about it. And that can API. This all built into Zapier. That can API to the database. And so this is an amazing front end for them. Now, the secret is, believe it or not, is strategy number 2. And that is automation of next week, right? So we built these filters to say, look, when someone signs in, throw them into this campaign, But if they sign in 4 times in 90 days, only send it 1 time. So we filter it all out. So we won't send it through. But think of every single person that now signs in at the restaurant at curbside, and next week they get a special offer to come back on autopilot. So that's another upsell for email marketing that you can sell.
Jeez, you know what I really like about that is when you have that type of strategy, that type of business model, and you're delivering your value that you deliver in that way. What do you think your stick rate for your clients is? If they have that type of system in their business, it's ingrained in their business, it has their customers, it basically runs their business to some extent. It brings them back, it shares the information, it collects the information. What do you think, like, what's the lifetime value of a customer that's doing that? Like, they're never going to cancel with you ever. And if they're never going to cancel with you ever, it then just becomes, your responsibility to share what else you can continue to do for these people, right? Bring more value in all the different ways that you possibly can. That's amazing. David, what I know we just got this question from Richard. What would you be charging for that service?
So we divide our services into 3 areas: manage, build, and market, right? So manage is about $299 to $399 a month, right around there, right?
Yep.
Building services is $299 a month, right around there. And then marketing services between $299 and $399. So if you put them all together, it's between $799 to $1,200, depending on the business, depending on reviews they have, depending on how much their budgets are. Right now, again, what you're paying for all this is, it's a cup of coffee, right?
Right.
It's per business is a cup of coffee when you're able to charge like 1,000x, right? Almost what it is. But so that's what if you're saying, look, I'm not going to manage their reviews, I'm just going to give this one sign-in form, and that's all I'm doing, then that would be $199 a month to use this technology and to do that. And they would love it because they'll get literally hundreds of new emails and building their database. And if you tie that into an email marketing campaign where they get people coming back the next week and the next week and the next week, man, that's how you turn reputation into a conversion strategy for building their business. Wow,
that's amazing. I think you can see the comments, right? People are just like going crazy with the strategy, and that's like just a little sliver.
Like we could never get to this in one that one webinar we did. Like we went through Rep Kahuna, I just had to kind of hit the basics, but it was enough for James to like crush it and get the confidence to be like, all right, I can actually talk to businesses and they're going to say yes. I'm not really interested. You can now give them this. If they're not interested, you're like, well, what about this? It's just so big and so deep. It is that's why we call Rep Kahuna, because in Hawaii, Kahuna is
big Kahuna.
Big Kahuna,
right? And so I just want to kind of recap for everybody, because I know we got over 300 people here right now. So I know people are just kind of jumping in and just joining in, but I want to kind of let you know what we're talking about. We had a training just a couple days ago on Wednesday, and David was sharing some information just like this. And James, who's with us, he's one of our sharks. He actually took this information, made a call, got a client, and $1,500 a month. Was there a setup fee on that one, James?
No, I waived the setup fee.
You waived the setup fee. That was very nice.
So nice.
It was my COVID bonus.
How awesome, right? How awesome. Again, it just comes down to having a valuable service, a relevant service that you can share with businesses right now. And so, James, when you thought about this prospect, when you got them on the phone, was it an easy sell? Was it a hard sell? Walk me through the sale a little bit. Like, was it?
It was pretty easy because we had already had a conversation about how he needed to get more. Like, he has like 1 or 2 Google reviews.
Right.
And
he needs more.
He needs more. And especially for this, he's doing the stem cell therapy stuff. And each of his clients, if he gets 1 client out of that, that's about almost 10 grand. So he just needs a little more juice to get a couple more clients a month. That's why he's going to pay.
James, let me help you on that, because this is really important. Because stem cell is a dirty word because of everything that's happened in the marketplace. And so there's 2 types of stem cells conversation. There, obviously, and for everybody on the line here, there's a stem cells that people want to make are illegal, you can't do, are taking from babies and fetuses and stuff like that, right? That's huge controversial. But there's natural stem cells inside your body that they just take from your blood and they centrifuge out. And it is literally short of a miracle what it can actually do. Yeah. So I've seen people with literally pain in their back within a week have no pain just from injecting their own stem cells and back into it. So this stem cell is a real controversial thing. So what you need to be doing is really focusing on those clients and saying, this is a little bit more work, but I think it's really valuable that you try to get reviews in your email. Say, would you mind leaving us feedback on what you thought of the stem cell and how valuable it is, right? Instead of saying, just leave us a review, right? Like be very specific, because when you get that social proof that says, this is amazing, it's helped me so much, it's incredible, right? I mean, in saying stem cell instead of this chiropractor or his services, right? Because then you get that social proof that's very specific. So let me bridge that to something else. Right now, we should be asking about reviews for COVID. How did we do with serving you food during the COVID situation? Wow. And ask them to actually leave reviews and feedback. Like they were everybody's wearing a mask, everybody's super polite, everybody's social distancing really well. We really appreciate the business going out of their way. They came into our house because we just had an internet issue, right? If they would say, David, would you mind leaving us a review about how we did during COVID? I would feel like I was helping that business. I would feel like, but no one's asking, right? No one's thinking about that deep about like, they just came, they did a great job. These guys had masks, they had singles, they social distance, they wait. Like when I would go into the room, they would wait till I passed by 6 feet. If they would have just simply had something that said, could you let us know how we did during COVID? That is a response that's never been asked before for me. And I would write a great review for them and give them great feedback. So this is now going to draw other customers in and be like, oh, wow, this company is really done a great job. I want to go eat there. This job is a great job. I'm going to make sure I ask that plumber or that electrician in my house. So you can get really specific, just like you are doing, James, with a very specific product, with a very specific service or situation. And that's going to go miles for you. And people are asking this one question right now. Yeah. Are you safe? Yeah. So when you can answer that question, you're going to really crush it in getting more business.
Wow. Yeah, definitely. I learned that years ago when I had the crutch accessories business. Every order would be followed up with an ask for a review, but it was a short form that would ask specific questions. How was the shipping? How was the product when it arrived? How was the customer service? Was the color appropriate? And then you could take the responses and sprinkle them all throughout the website in the appropriate areas. So when someone went to check out the shipping, they would see like 8 comments about how awesome the shipping was, how fast it was. And it was a specific review that spoke directly to that. Yeah.
It's so important to hear from the customer right now. And I think that is a huge piece of what makes what we're doing and what we're talking about here so powerful. Yeah. James, I just want to say thank you so much for, taking the time to join us today and share your experience with, what happened on this training just a couple of days ago. And, congratulations on that client.
Hey, thanks. I'm so fired up about this. David just gave me some more great ideas. And just before I got on this call, I was on a prospect call with a gentleman and his head chef, and they're in Seattle, and they own 7 businesses, and they need websites redone, the whole gamut.
Wow. Well, keep us posted on that.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Great.
No, and he was already asking me how much is it going to cost. Like he was sold on what I was talking to him about. So this is another thing I can follow up with and seal the deal.
Awesome.
So
well,
awesome, Jake.
Keep us posted with that in the group. We definitely want to know how that goes.
Yeah.
And I know everybody that's here with us right now, everybody wants to know where they can watch that training. So I want to get into that real quick. I want to show you guys where you can get into that training. I'm going to share my screen real quick with everybody, just because I want to be conscious of your guys' time. Right? You guys all want to know where to get the replay. You guys all want to know where to watch the training and figure out where James was able to get that information, more information just like this, right? That training was so powerful. Money was made live on the call. Not once, actually. James is just one story, but twice. And so I'm gonna share a little bit about that with you guys, because on the first call, James was actually on the second call. So on the first call, when we were revealing what we were doing, what David was doing, what the strategy he was sharing, and Robert Smith was a gentleman on our call as well, and he had posted in the group, you can see it on the screen, he closed his first client just now on the call, and it was a $595 per month client plus a $740 one-time setup fee. This is on the call live. I about lost my marbles. I mean, how many trainings are you on where you have somebody actually making money on the call, and not just, you know, pretending to make money? I mean, we actually unmuted him and we spoke with him and verified some of the details about his new client. And I mean, it's just, we were floored. We were blown away. And when we got to the end of this training, you know, I asked everybody on the call, I said, look, there's something to the information that we shared here today. People are making money. I mean, the engagement in the group, the comments, the questions, I mean, it was insane. And we packed the house. We were almost full the entire time. And I just said to everybody on the call, when we got to the end of the call, I said, what do you guys say we do this one more time in a couple of hours, an encore of the same training in a couple hours? And people were like, hell yeah, heck yeah, let's do it. I mean, they went crazy for it. And that's exactly what we did. And wouldn't you know it, that's where we met James, when James was on that very next call. And just a couple hours later, who you just heard from, closed a $737 per month client, which I guess he's probably upsold to a higher price point now.
Yeah, we upsold it, doubled that.
That's amazing. That's amazing. And I want you guys to think about that for a second, right? $1,500, even if it was only $737 added each month to James's bottom line. I mean, think about this, you guys. Is James spending all hours of the day, night and day, to fulfill that service either? No, because he's using a lucrative strategy that is valuable to his customers, which is so important, right? Because, you know, he's a part of this group and he has access to these types of tools. He's basically getting paid to keep a software running. I mean, he's not digging ditches. He's not washing cars. He's got another income stream with this software. And those are the types of deals that we look for, right? Put a 1 in the chat box if those are the types of deals that you look for. And the very next day, this is just yesterday, you guys, I was chatting with Dorn, who's on this call with us as well, who shared with me Facebook Messenger. He said he sent 45 emails and he got 4 clients. Now, not all of them were brand new. 2 of them were new and 2 of them were old. So, I mean, when he said this to me, you guys, think about this. 3 people in just a short amount of time, 1 per each training, getting a client, a paying client. I mean, just crazy. What is going on, right? I immediately called Tom and David and John, and I said, you guys, what's happening here? I mean, are we just in the twilight zone with this information that we've shared on this training? I mean, these local businesses are literally begging for these services. So I do want to just get serious for a minute with all of you here. We've got, like I said, almost 300 people still with us. I mean, 2 trainings, 2 people, residual clients, just from being on that training, taking the information and putting it into play. So because of how powerful that is, just being on that training, because you guys are offline sharks, we decided that we want to get this in, we owe it to ourselves to get this training in as many hands of as many sharks as humanly possible. So we decided to do something really special. We decided to give you all a unannounced bonus, okay? And I'm gonna let David explain that in a second, but I just wanna make sure you guys hear this before he does, because it's special. And in order to claim this, all you have to do is go to the page and watch the replay of the training. Now, listen to me for a second. I mean, of course we want you all to join, but that's not what this is about. What this is about is how spectacular this training is, how powerful it is that 2 people, 2 different times we're about to get clients or got clients, and we all want you to watch that training. So that's all you have to do. And I'm going to show you how you can get it. It's a special unannounced bonus. I'm going to walk you through that in a second. But yeah, I mean, we're not going to give you a blueprint because that's not what you need. What you need is a micro print. And I'm gonna pull David in real quick. So maybe you can talk a little bit about that, David.
So what I decided to do is the strategies that Doran used to get those types of clients so fast is all got to do with psychology. So what I did is I took one of my really in-depth personal email templates, and I'm going to give it to everyone. But on top of that, today I spent about 2 hours really taking notes and writing the best information. I took like 2 hours of training and condensed it down to 20 minutes. Only the best of the best training. So you can literally rip through this training in 20 minutes and learn everything I know about actually how to send out emails to get that type of response. I'm going to show you exactly what type of response. I'm going to show you how to tell the story. I'm going to show you the psychology, the positioning. Literally everything you need is going to be in here. And it's just free to you. You don't have to buy anything. All we're asking you to do is simply take the time to watch the type of strategy, understand this type of strategy, and be able to help businesses. And just for taking the time to do that, we want to give you this micro print so that you can apply it. And you can take this strategy and apply it to any service, whether it's website or social media or reputation, doesn't matter. But I'm going to give you the exact email sequence I use and exactly all the psychology and where to get the data points and how to do it either automated or manually. It's all in there in just 20 short minutes. You're going to be like a rock star, like having a small bachelor's degree in cold email marketing. And it really comes from my experience of sending out over 2 million cold emails. So it took a while to get all this training down to 20 minutes, but I know how fast, and I know the holidays coming. I know you just want everything as quickly and easily as bite-sized as possible. So we're going to hand it to you on a silver platter.
Wow. And for those of you that have been in this call the entire time, I mean, David, in just this short, 20 minutes of the meat of this call, this live that we've been on, I mean, so much value was dropped. You can see from his experience, with doing this. I mean, it's so valuable. The information is so valuable. We placed a $399 value on this bonus, but obviously, if you could just take a little piece of the information he shares with you and get a $1,500 per month client, I mean, what's it really worth, right? So I want to show you guys how you can claim this bonus. So let me jump into that real quick. Now, again, this isn't about purchasing. This is about going to the replay page, which I'm going to pull up on my screen here for you. offlinesharks.com/mybonus. That will take you to the replay page that you see on your screen. Now, all you have to do to claim this bonus is you have to watch this training. And you don't even have to watch the entire thing, just the meat of it. The stuff that these, James and Robert and Dorn, the stuff that they took and they were able to implement and take action, that's what we want you to watch. And so that gets through just about 45 minutes, maybe a little bit longer. And the way that you're going to get that bonus is if and when you're on this page watching this training for 45 minutes, a button will appear at the bottom of the page, and then you will click there to claim your bonus. So again, you'll watch the training, you'll get the button, or you click the button, you'll get the bonus. This is about you guys having access to this training that really has been, changing lives, several people already. And so that's what we wanted to do for you guys. If you've already purchased Rep Kahuna, again, this isn't about that. If you've already purchased, I probably want to say, hey, how many clients have you landed since purchasing? Okay, well, if the answer is none, maybe you haven't, maybe you missed something. Maybe you need to go back and watch this training and see what Robert, Dorn, and James didn't miss and implement that because it works, right? That's the main thing that I want to point out here is that this really works, and we want to make sure you guys don't skip on it because it's just real world stuff. So
let me add to that because I am. Let me say this as transparent as I can. We work with so many successful agencies, and I spend a lot of time with them. I don't spend a tremendous amount of time with people that don't know anything about marketing, right? We have other people on our team that do that. And so when you get into Rep Kahuna, and I want to do a much better job, I think, this weekend after getting some good feedback about hey, where do I start and what's first step training and stuff like that? I make some assumptions that people have watched the training and they saw the scripts, they saw the steps, they did that. So I don't have like a step-by-step, like the first slot, you know, your first, when you log in is like step-by-step what to do. I'm assuming that you did watch the video. I'm assuming you watched that training, because you can't buy this if you wanted to off of a sales page. You can't go to Repcuna. You can't find this at all. This is our proprietary software that we only release with strategic partners at very special events. And when it's gone, it'll never be open again for anybody. So you're the only one getting access to it. So Nick, thank you for reiterating that, because I think that's a really important point is we train for 45 minutes. I go through exactly what to do step by step by step. Now that training is in our knowledge base, but it's not like, you know, when you get like by a WSO where it's like, hey, step 1, step 2, step 3, like when you're in the very beginning. This is a software that you can make 6 figures with, not just a little bit of money, but you can build a whole legacy business with. So it's a little bit more in depth than that, and that's why the trainings are a little bit more in depth. But when you're in Rep Kahuna, we've got some master classes that you go through, master class 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and that takes you through it. But Nick, I agree with you. If you got Rep Kahuna right now and you purchased, if you haven't followed the process that we went through in the first 45 minutes, go to this link and watch the training again, because it reveals everything step by step.
Yep, it's a lot of stuff. It's a lot of really good stuff, actionable stuff. And, you know, like I said, it's just one of the most powerful trainings that we've ever come across, where people are getting repeatable results. And so
yep.
I don't want to hold the live too long. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go in the comments of the live, and I'm going to see some questions, and I'm going to, you know, Tom and you know, David, if you guys could help me. I know people ask some questions about what's going on, and maybe we could go and answer some of those there. But I think I want to just cut the live so people can go straight to that page now, watch the training, begin the process. Let us know what you think. Claim your bonus once you get through part of the training. And yeah, you guys have anything else you want to share?
It's been a lot so far, so I don't want to overwhelm, but there's like another 17 strategies we could go through.
We'll save that for later. You guys, this is the one of the most powerful trainings that we've ever done. So I hope that you guys will go to offlinesharks.com/mybonus. Go to that page. All you have to do is hang out on that page, watch the replay for 45 minutes. The button will appear for you to be able to claim your bonus. And you know, let us know in the group what you think when you got your next client, your last client, because we know they're coming. And just by doing this, I know our entire community will level up. So that's why we're doing it. And thank you all for joining us.
Yeah, thanks everybody. Stay safe out there. Practice aloha.